blessed assurance in the big book is 249.
249.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody look for a scripture.
Okay. Okay, stop scripture. Okay. We'll sing 1 and 3.
1 or 3? Okay.
249 in this book.
It's 249 in the book.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got the big one or the little one?
Yeah, everybody got big book?
Okay.
Okay. 249.
I have it.
249.
Okay. Got it. Okay.
It's on page 27. The other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Somebody looked it up?
You people tear up the Bible.
Yes, they, oh man, I mean to tell you, we had to get rid of a lot of Bibles, didn't we, Brother Brown? Because people, they tore them up. I know a lot of them was churches. Well, maybe they wanted to take it home to learn. Y'all ready?
You got it.
Okay, you ready? Caitlin? Okay. Blessed assurance, Jesus is mine. Oh, what a full, oh, too high, of glory divine, heir of salvation, purchase of God, born of his spirit, washed in his blood. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. Perfect submission, all is at rest. I in my Savior am happy and blessed, watching and waiting, looking above, filled with his goodness, lost in his love. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. This is my story, this is my song, praising my Savior all the day long. Amen.
It's time for the word of the Holy Spirit.
Yes.
Put on the whole. What we do now.
Miss Lily, would you mind playing this thing?
Just say a prayer. You can say any prayer you want to say. You can just say.
I pray this church be stronger. I pray that everybody be home safe. And I pray for your son and everybody else, and Pastor family, Kiki family, and my family.
In Jesus' name, amen.
In
Thank
Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. I think our lesson today is supposed to be live and teach the truth. Is that the lesson we on, y'all? Live and teach the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I don't even know hope I got
How y'all doing?
All right.
Good morning.
Yeah, we still on the blessed list. I lost my glasses.
How you doing this morning?
I'm good.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry I'm late. I forgot my glasses, but we're going
Yeah,
to power
me
right
either.
on through.
Yeah, I ain't got that. All right, thank you very much.
Thank y'all for starting.
Mm-hmm.
The lesson today is Live and Teach the Truth, coming from Titus 2, 1 through 15. Aim for change. By the end of the lesson, we will sense that God desires and expects us to live godly lives. Commit to display faith in God through acts and deeds, and present a godly example for others to follow. So, in focus, Aaron and Regina were in charge of leading the teen small group Bible study. Since Black history is church history, they decided to share with the teens about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s faith and message. Aaron started the class by saying, there are a lot of stories out there about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The truth is that Dr. King's strong Christian attitudes and sound doctrine guided his single-minded effort to break down Jim Crow laws of the South. Often we forget how difficult it was for Dr. King to fulfill his calling. That's right, Regina added. It's important we remember that a lot of influential people told Dr. King to wait. Aaron nodded. Yes, many older Black ministers in the early years thought Dr. King was too radical and that his marches and sit-ins caused too much violence. White church leaders who had never felt the stinging darts of segregation wrote, telephoned, and pleaded with him to wait. This was not how one handled the Southern problem, they told him. Regina reminded the team, Dr. King's posture remained dignified even while some tried to hold him back. He wasn't mean-spirited when he spoke out against vicious mobs who were lynching mothers and fathers and drowning sassy teenagers on a whim. Dr. King demonstrated how the gospel of Christ could combat police filled with so much hate. They would kick, brutalize, and kill marchers who wanted to vote. It was the tireless example Dr. King set that finally won over most of his detractors. The book of Titus reminds us that regardless of the circumstances or how well-meaning persons we find ourselves at odds with, we must teach the truth by example. Like Dr. King, we must hold fast to the characteristics of a soldier of Christ. Despite opposition, what should motivate us to continue sharing the truth of Jesus and leading by Christ? There's the first question. Despite opposition, what should motivate us to continue sharing the truth of Jesus and leading by Christ?
Besides our love and our faith.
Love and our faith. Yep. The right thing to do. Anybody else?
Motivation. Knowing that God with us. But it's things that happen things do happen. You know, we can trust that He has us. God is that keep us and heal us and remind us that we're here and all the good stuff.
Right. Because God is God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what is it? Because we say that, right? And we mean that. We have good intention with what we say and well-meaning. But what about when others don't believe what you believe or don't agree with you and push back?
That's when you really have to have justice in life. That there you are example. Example where people told him you need to stand back, people told him you need to sit down, people told him you need to hold up, people told him this ain't the time or whatever.
Right, but how many had stopped before then? How many stopped during?
Probably a lot.
A lot.
Because they was afraid. They didn't have the, I don't know, they didn't have the belief. But they was just, a lot of times you may have a belief, but you're so afraid that, and you don't remember how he did bless you before to bring you to where you need to do now. And they let fear take over. Because fear can overtake a lot of things.
And it does.
And
It can
really
stop
does.
you.
Yeah,
It
it'll
can,
stop us.
it can be a case where influence, when you may be around those that trust that will give
Mm-hmm.
sound,
Mm-hmm.
you know, sound advice, sound suggestions, sound doctrine, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
and you would take into consideration what they're saying. But besides that, still have to fall into what is God.
Right. But
What
how
God
many of
telling
us?
you.
How many of us fail?
Yes.
How many of us? We have people in our ear.
Many,
We have people that we trust
many.
who say, "Don't do that. I wouldn't do that if I was you."
Uh-huh.
Or
But
you can go, but if you do that, I won't go with you.
Yeah. And that's
We-
why a lot of people, they look around and see who's going to be with them. And that's what a lot of bullies do.
Mm-hmm.
They can start something. You're a bully. You look around and see
Who's with them?
Yeah, so who's with, yeah.
And
Who's
they'll
going
pull
back?
people to be
Yeah.
with.
Mm-hmm.
And so sometimes
You have to be prayed up.
you got to be prayed up, but you got to also be willing to stand alone.
Yes, we do.
You know, Dr. King was not alone
No, he wasn't.
most of the time.
But
when he wrote the letters from jail, he was in a cell by himself.
mm-hmm.
Right.
And he still had to stand
Mm-hmm.
in that.
Mm-hmm.
And truthfully, I think sometimes it's easier to stand when you don't have people around that are saying, "Don't do no, if you can't,
Yeah.
I'd rather be by myself." Hear
A
somebody
lot of
say
times, yeah.
something negative.
And sometimes, God will do that to you. Sometimes he will make it available that you will be by yourself. So we can hear from him.
That's right.
And we can do
And we can trust on him and him alone.
right. And do what we need to do.
So,
Just like Jesus said, people be around us and we end up listening to them. And before we know it, we have gotten more fear. Like I said, let fear take over.
right. I like in this in focus where it says Black history is church history.
Oh, yeah.
Because when up until probably I want to say about 1995, early 2000, if something was going to change, it was usually led by the black.
Yep. It really was.
Civil rights led by the black. Even fighting abolitionists and all of that during slavery, the black church was highly involved.
Mm-hmm.
They all leaned back on God.
And what they call it, the railroad?
Yeah,
Underground Railroad.
Yeah,
the Underground Railroad.
With the black
Area
churches.
played a big part in that.
With the black churches.
There's a lot of
because of
buildings
the
here.
border line to Canada.
Mhm.
This area played a big part in that.
Yeah.
Especially from
It's all,
I believe from Jackson to Detroit.
Okay.
The first major move from south.
Yeah.
From the south. They were hid in a lot of houses around
Mhm.
here.
mm-hmm. Yeah.
And y'all had basements.
Yeah. And
You
there's
know?
a lot of
Yes,
there's
they
a lot
were.
of churches
They were.
in Detroit. I went on the Underground Railroad tour. I don't
You'd be
remember.
surprised how big a part Ann Arbor played.
Mhm.
You know, that's a lot of whites that want to keep black.
Right.
Because it also talked about
It
their
does.
talked about them, what they have done.
Yeah, them,
Yeah.
them influence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Talked
Yeah.
about what they have done. I've always loved it. I have a big old picture of my basement. My basement. He stood fast with the non-violent.
He did.
Yes, it is.
What at the time, at his time,
Mm-hmm.
And he did it.
we were going through a
in
lot
spite of
things
them
that
telling them not to.
you wouldn't mind fighting for,
Right.
but you didn't. What people, like you said, people spit on you, people call you names, but he never said was real.
Yeah.
Average
He said peaceful.
You like Malcolm
Yep.
X and all?
That. And he always spoke of the word.
Because it was God sent.
Often,
Yeah.
most of your leaders don't speak of the word as he.
Well, we won't discuss
Follow
that.
it.
Mhm.
Criticize him too. Us all us do like it.
Well, yeah, that's how what is it? Islam, Nation of Islam, got so big because you had Malcolm X saying by any means
Yep.
necessary,
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they want to be right.
and yeah, they were willing to be violent, and they
Yes.
were,
Mhm.
and you can understand that point of view. And there was some after being kicked and spit on,
Yeah. Ready to go
that
violent.
yeah, they were ready to go that way. And you'll have people who will walk away from that move, from one movement to another,
They were.
having the same
They were.
end goal. But sometimes how you get to the end goal has a lot to do.
Malcolm wanted to
With
take
how
us
you
back to
remember.
Africa.
Yeah, it's still some that say it.
But I mean, with his silly self.
We was talking about, we was talking about, it's kind of brought about production. I think that people, a lot of people that have started, like Jackson to Detroit, like you said. They started from Jackson and their goal is to get to Detroit. Imagine a whole bunch of people were striving to get to Detroit, but on the way to Detroit, they fall off one by one. And maybe that one person who had made it to Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody else, I'm tired. I can't. This is too much. I'll stay right here.
Well,
Y'all pick me up on the way back.
You know what I'm saying?
like we ain't coming back.
No, you're right.
But you know, it's the same way as the children of Israel
Yeah.
coming from Egypt to the Promised Land.
Mhm.
Some,
They gave Moses more trouble than the law.
and many did not make it. Well, none of the original made it
Right,
over to the
so
Promised
did-
Land. They made it
Yeah.
outside, but the
Right.
children made it in. But between being outside the Promised Land and Egypt, many of
died.
them stopped, turned back, went all the way back.
Yeah.
And many
Why?
of them
Because
died.
here we are eating the same thing every day. At least I could get scraps from
Mhm.
Master's plate while we was back there. And so many went back, turned around. Some
Yeah.
stayed as they were
Many of them
fighting people. They intermarried. They did all of the things God told them not to do. And it's the same way
Yeah.
with us.
It is. Yep. It is.
We
Same
didn't
way
want
coming
them
out of
to-
slavery.
Yeah.
That's with Harriet Tubman. She said if they got to talking too much about turning around, she just shot them.
Some blacks prefer to stay there on that plantation. and
Right,
work
because
that.
At least
That's
they,
all they knew.
right.
And they were too scared
They
to
was
know
afraid to
anything
get
else.
hurt. Yeah, you're right.
Many of
Because-
us stay in sin because
Well,
we too scared.
To get out of
it. Guilty. That's a good.
Yeah.
That's a good. You're right.
What is he going to expect from me?
Mhm.
And what is,
If I step out of it.
if I step out, what about all my failures? What about, and so we won't fully give ourselves to God.
That's true. That's a.
Yeah, me and Sister Charlene was talking yesterday, and I told her, God knows who He made. He knows our faults and our stupidities.
Oh,
And He takes all of that into account when He gives us an assignment.
he has
So-
to.
He has to.
He has to
You're
because
gonna
he
work
knows.
for it, not against.
Yeah.
Everything that we think is wrong with us, he'll make that to work for
Right.
us.
And then too, that could be the reason why he give us that assignment. Because what's wrong with us.
Right.
Because he knew that's how it's
That's
gonna
how
get
we-
done.
That's right. And
That-
people would
yeah.
pay attention
Uh-huh.
because of who you were.
Mm-hmm.
Because of now, if he can get up there and speak, I'm waiting on him to stutter. I'm waiting on him,
Yeah.
and so they paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
And God has a way of pushing it right on through.
Yes, he does.
Sure. Yes, he is.
I was just
If we stand up,
if we stand up and stop being afraid whether we buy ourselves a loan, or whatever. Anybody that's going, and then too, a lot of times, depending on what's going with you, they may be the wrong ones that's going with you.
Yeah.
So, like you said, a lot of times he make us be by ourselves because that's what we need to do, is to be alone.
So that we can start to believe in ourselves. We can have confidence
Listen to him.
in who God has created us to be. We had a pastor in Texas, and he would always say, I'm not cocky. I'm confident. I'm confident in who God has created me to be. I'm confident in that God will make a way through me to get whatever I need done.
He does.
It ain't cockiness. It's a confidence in God.
And who he made me to be.
Right.
If you know, and sometimes knowing and then not doing.
Right. And it does.
It does.
Me anyway.
Well, then he has to deal with you. Get off your phones, children.
Anybody got anything
mind.
for Sunday school? My time.
I already got it out.
Okay.
So
I'm
going
sorry,
to keep in mind, in all things, showing thyself a pattern of good works and doctrine, showing uncorruptness, gravity, sincerity. Titus 2:7. The words we should know: sober, temperate, to abstain from wine either entirely or at least from its immoderate use. We're not drinking too much. We're sober. Purloining, to set apart, separate, divide, to set apart, or separate for one's self. So he may purloin us, set us to the side, get us away from everybody. Purloining. Many times that's what we need.
Done that years ago. Tears. I know that's what keep me in the moment.
Yeah.
Tears. I've not been afraid to step out on your own. Not to make me afraid, but just to fit in.
Everybody else is doing it.
Yeah.
I had a mom who would say, blame me. If they doing something that you really don't want to get involved in, blame me. She said, tell my mama won't let me do it. And sometimes it was, sometimes it wasn't. It just wasn't for me to do. I go, my mama got something for me to do. And she would say, blame me. He goes, Shirley. And that's exactly what I would do. And so sometimes there are things that, yeah, we can do it, but God not going to be pleased. So I'm just not going to do it.
Yeah. We already been given. We've already been given
Yeah.
to be able to know, okay, that's not something I can do.
Sometimes it's a feeling, or somebody will say, "Don't you go? You shouldn't go over there."
When you're 12 or 13, you live in. You grew up in Alabama. You never seen that.
Right.
Technically, we didn't get much media. First, magazines, newspapers, a lot of things I did not.
You didn't see or know.
So now you all of a sudden, you don't get to go to the store.
Yeah.
Store. All of a sudden, come on, let's go to the store. So now you tell somebody convince you to go. You ain't got no money. You should be up there. Anyway, so like with the mall open.
Right.
Everybody flocked to Briarwood Mall. The mall.
And there's nothing wrong with going. Unless you're going with people who like 5-finger discounts.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So you're hanging with people that really don't want to. You're hanging with people that don't want to hang.
Right.
Want to hang.
And if they doing it, sometimes they'll be like, well, why you didn't do it? You could have just. Yep. And so we really got to be careful who our friends are and who we allow you know, that's Michael has friends, and all of them say her parents are strict. And I said, why you keep telling everybody that we so strict? And she said, I don't tell them that, but that means that she said, oh, my mama not gonna let me do that. My daddy not gonna let me do that.
That's a true story. My cousin Willie, like brother-in-law is Steve at
Oh, okay.
brother. You know, his mama's first. He's 6 years old. Before in the elementary school, drank cigarettes. He drank cigarettes to school. I went to a two. His mama was a boogie lady. He would steal baby food jars of liquor. Bring that. We in the first, second grade. And they say, do you participate? My cousin Willie.
Right.
He's still a thief to this day. But yeah, so you and we all partake. Smoked a cigarette. 6 years old, we got
Right.
you know. William bought it, and we all in the bathroom. You know, like at that time I had to ask, definitely shouldn't be trying. You know, then you get home and you sick at night.
Right.
Or doing the project, you went around playing. So, who's to say? This is my cousin. Get away from me. I don't want to do that. You're all with the boys.
I had some cousins that if I was gonna get in trouble, that's what I gonna get in trouble with.
Yeah.
Especially as we got older.
Yeah.
And so they say, oh, we going to do that. And I just wouldn't go. I'm not going. I'd rather go home. I was so busy in other stuff. Because y'all not going to get. But because I was like that, I was so scared of my mom.
I was easily led. Not because I didn't know, because I wanted to fit in.
I was scared of my mama. Y'all didn't hear that? I was scared too. I had a fear of my mom before I had a fear of the Lord.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
And I was the youngest, so then if mama had to get me, I had to go through at least 3 of my older siblings. That was also, I was going to have to hear it from. But I was scared.
Yeah.
It wasn't respect. I mean, I respected and everything, but I was scared of my mama.
Okay.
And so there were certain things that they would go do. And I was like, my mama find out. And other people, because, you know, you don't have people, parents don't allow us to treat their children like we would treat. My mama was the one where if you wasn't in choir rehearsal and you was sitting outside, you didn't have to be her kid. She wasn't just going to tell you something. She was going to hit you.
Right.
Get on in there.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't do that now. And she didn't care what anybody else said. And she said, look, if you bring them to my house, they become mine. So if I'm whooping mine, I'm whooping yours. If that's not allowed, take your kids home. She always had a house full of kids. And they say, well, why they act so good with you? Because anybody can get it. Anybody can. And so I was so, you know, it's not that I was so good, but I was just so scared. And, you know, so as my cousins were having babies and going to jail and DUIs and all this other stuff, I was home. I was, you know, I'm going to school. I'm doing it. And so, and I'm really grateful that she was like she was because it kept me out of a whole lot of stuff. But I don't want you to think it was because I was so good. I was just that scared.
Yeah, right.
And I think when we're disobedient to God, and He has to whoop us enough, at some point you go, you know what? I just don't want that whooping again. So let me be obedient.
I'm tired of God being there.
Right. I'm tired of hitting my own head against the wall. I'm tired of getting in trouble simply because And so now, okay, I'll stand by myself if I got to stand by myself, God. I'll go if don't nobody else want to go, God. Sometimes we don't know the pain behind the obedience. We don't know, like Brother Brown. You ask Brother Brown to do something, he gonna do it.
Right.
He gonna, yeah. Not feeling good. Not, and so, but then he tells us all of the other stuff behind it. Understand? Now look how far God has brought.
Well, I have a word. Besides being tolerant, I have a strong. I was taught.
Right.
But then I was taught about a wrongness. I seen all my uncles and daddy's brothers, they used to bring women over to our house. I knew they had my aunt. That ain't my aunt. That's my
Right.
aunt. Like you can pick up my Uncle O.C., big man in the church. You've seen him. He was come over our house with very tough bring his wife.
Mm-hmm. And so there are things that we learn from watching
Yeah.